All right. We should be all set. Boom and boom. Make sure we're good on my end. What's going on, family? Hopefully you guys are having an awesome evening. Let me see here. Yep, we got action. Let me refresh. And then we should be good. There we go. Boom. And we got Mr. Mike Sotero in the building. Let's go. There it is there. And pin. And boom. We got action. What's going on, fam? Hopefully you guys are having an awesome day so far. Let me go ahead and make sure we're all good on my end. Make sure I can read the comments here. There we go. Let me see. Boom. There it is. And we got Mike in the building. What's going on, bro?
How you doing? Any Boston Celtics fans here? I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe next year.
Man, hopefully the Pistons can be there, bro, because they got us with that 5th draft pick thing. I don't even understand how we could fall all the way to 5. But hey, it's how they do Detroit. It is what it is at this point. Take the good with the bad.
Antonio great again. Spurs got what they needed.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting next year for sure. They want more people on that West Coast. That's what it is. That's where all the talent's at.
Facts.
All right, fam. So let me go ahead and shrink my big mug down. Let's jump right into some sauce. Man, we just had an amazing meeting. A lot of big changes coming to DCX for you guys. You have no idea. Like, just stay tuned is all I can tell you, fam. A lot of big changes. Let's see here. All for the better, though. Like, just quality, everything. All right, so we're looking at Bitcoin hanging out at $26,000. Kind of been bouncing around this level for a while now. This weekend was just slow, bro. Like, it was a whole, that's crazy. We got like a pay quicker ad up here. This weekend was like super slow. I'm like, dude, I've never seen a pay quicker ad before. Like, that is like wild to me to even know that's a thing. But everybody's like, I love that app. So
yeah. Thank you, Jesus.
Right. So we got Bitcoin hanging out at these levels right now. You know, pretty much where we've been. Ethereum as well has become a stable coin the last few months. So no complaints there at all. I mean, honestly, this has been one of those things. I feel like it's like the quiet before the storm. We're going to get a big move, irregardless of, you know, whatever is going on in the world. I think crypto is really coiling in to make a big move again. And we got BNB hanging out just above $300 right now. XRP still below 50 cent. We have Cardano just below 40 cents still. We're looking at some of the top performers for the last 24 hours. Conflux, 7%. Neo, wow, haven't heard from that coin in a while. At around 6% growth. Kava, this still annoys me that it's even in the top like 20, bro. Like, I don't understand.
Which one? Yeah, it's just they're doing a lot of scams.
Yeah, dude. Like, this is when you know, like, when the market's going flat and you see stuff like Tron getting some shine, just know, yeah, somebody's trying to trick you into putting money somewhere. Don't fall for it. Just don't fall for it.
Well, I actually know the most recent one that's actually rolling around. So, yeah, it's very true.
It sucks. It sucks, man. This thing's literally been around just to fund scams now. Like, I haven't seen one developer say, you know what we're going to build on? The Tron network. Nobody's building over there. Nobody. So anytime you see this thing in the top, you know, making some moves for the games for the day or for the week, somebody just lost a whole lot of money. Somebody new to crypto just lost a lot of money over there. Just know that's usually how it works. We got XDC up for a while. Yeah, so, you know, most of the projects that are, you know, somewhat doing something are just hanging out in the 2%, 3% area right now. So, yeah, no complaints from me on that side. When we get over here to the chart, you guys can see I've been staring at this thing. It's done nothing all weekend. Like, it just kind of hung around. Nothing too crazy. So what are the biggest things we got to keep an eye out for right now when it comes to BTC? So low point, obviously, high point, family, like you guys are seeing, we're literally resting at that 382 zone. Like, it just does not want to break down and give us that 50%. And I think once we come down here, we're going to test an area that's filled with some buyer momentum. So we may get a nice bounce from around 25 to 24. And I'll also give you guys another view of what I'm seeing here. So I'm going to box this up just so you guys can keep this one in mind, because obviously we're here right now. So you can notice this area here is definitely going to give us some opportunities. When we look left, we see we had that base rally. So we know there is a little bit of buyer momentum waiting here. But I also want to draw this out for you guys so you can see it too. High point down to the low point. Right now, what do we have that's very noticeable off the gate? 786, 886 zone. That used to be a zone for selling pressure, right? Once again, right inside of our area here. So we have this layered on zone where we have base rally and an old zone that was once meant for selling pressure, now been invalidated by buyers. Once we return, we're expecting to see what? That same buyer momentum show up in this area. So we're thinking somewhere down in the high 24s. We can see price come down, bounce off this area, maybe give us another rally back to the upside. So nothing doom and gloom. I'm waiting for this area right now. I just got cursed out about not having an iPhone from everybody in DCX. So I'm just, like, I'm mad all y'all was in the chat like in unison. It was like an orchestra, like, and a 1 and a 2. Kurt buy an iPhone. Kurt buy an iPhone. I'm like, I don't believe this. I don't believe this. The deception, the deceit.
It's time. Hit that apple.com.
I got an iPhone 6 down in the couch somewhere. I gotta sift through the cushions and find it, but
change your life.
But for the worse. Change my life for the worse. It's like joining a cult. So all you guys care about are blue bubbles. So we're looking at levels right now. Or once we start getting down into these areas, I'm looking for some portfolio plays to pop here for sure. So definitely be on the lookout for that. But definitely, guys, like everything right now is pretty much just not a wait and see, but just hold on for a moment. Let's find some really nice zones where we have better risk to reward. And I'll start to break some things down for you guys in those areas when it comes to some portfolio plays. And honestly, guys, like this is literally the territory that we've been looking for. We think we may get a deeper retracement. Now, everybody's super amped up because, yes, we're spending some time at a level where it looks like we may get another drop down. But I'm also looking at this area right here as well. Right. And me and Mike talked about this on one of the Go Live sessions last week. This area between 22 and 20,000 could definitely pay dividends if we just fall completely through this area. Right. So a lot of people get so caught up in, well, Kurt, I'm dollar cost averaging. I got in a couple alts here. Why is the market still dropping? It's not a bad drop. Why is it not a bad drop? If we look at a fib from the bigger swing, right, we can go to the weekly. So you guys can see what I'm talking about here. From the low point to the high point, still falls right in our area, 50% 618 zone. So nothing here is screaming, oh man, we're all doom and gloom. This is the normal type of move we're looking for down in these areas, guys. So I'm not spazzing out about any of these pullbacks. Everything here is looking like business as usual. I get it that the media has just been really quiet. We haven't seen a whole lot. And I wanted to ask your opinion on something, Mike, because I've been noticing this as well. When we saw the bank failures, right, that were happening earlier in the year, a couple months ago, we noticed most of those banks were crypto-friendly banks, right? The first few were crypto-friendly banks. We're noticing now that there's been a lack of liquidity flowing into the market. We've been kind of stuck at this $1.2, $1.1 trillion level. And I'm realizing like the on-ramps for the institutions have been stifled. I was worried about the retail trader being caught off guard where they just shut down all the on-ramps. And I feel like one of my worst fears has probably happened for the institutional side because a lot of institutional players can't come in and buy crypto right now. They're stuck. They're like, the money we have in, we don't want to take out. And we're having a hard time onboarding more value into the crypto market right now because the crypto-friendly banks are gone. So it's like we have this thing where like they're stuck on the sideline. They can't make a lot of moves. And they're having to go through all these weird channels and avenues just to get into the space to participate. So it's kind of like they've blocked the inflow of new capital in the US to crypto. And I'm like, dude, it's getting weirder and weirder by the day. And I think they did that for a lot of other reasons, not just, slowing down the markets, but like we know how the dollar's been looking lately. I'll go back to the dollar index. It's getting a little odd with the dollar index. So I'm thinking right now, we're seeing a dollar strengthen because people have less options, right? Like it's easy to just go ahead and buy dollars, right? Or get into the dollar than do anything else. So now it's kind of like we're going to force you guys to play ball. And I marked this zone up for you guys so you can see something here. Pay attention. We got into the area, high point to low point with our fib. And what do we see? 50% 618 zone. Price came into our area, tested the zone. We got a retracement back, and now we're holding right here. We may see a lot more back and forth in at this area, or we may see a really big drop. So I want to see how price behaves. If we break above, even if we break above a little bit up here, you're going to see another major drop in crypto. People are already trying to jump the gun on what the next big move is going to be. And they were a little apprehensive when they seen the market breaking out. We broke above 382. We got the 50%. And now everything is just kind of stagnant because they're waiting to see how this dollar is going to perform. When I looked at it on the weekly, I'm like, dude, this thing stopped on a dime, turned around and held right below the level, right? So now I'm thinking, okay, we're still here hanging out. The weekly chart's what everybody's been keeping an eye out for. Now we got this nice engulfing to the upside. I want to see if we're going to come up and test these levels now, because we know we have a bit of a, not a drop-based drop, but we have a small area of potential, supply right here that may give us another major sell-off back down. And like I said, guys, we had a hard time breaking out of this green zone. I think a break above or below, we're pretty much just set the tone for a lot of price action moving forward. So we're keeping an eye out on everything. Nothing too crazy is going on, but we are exactly where we need to be, and the market's making decisions now. So moving forward, any move up or any move down is greatly going to affect Bitcoin. If we look at gold right now, it's still holding in the zone. This is still bullish for gold. We're not getting an immediate rejection. We spent way too much time in the supply zone right now. Honestly, guys, everybody's trying to figure out what the next move's going to be. So if you're on the sideline saying, come on, Bitcoin, hurry up and make a move, and you're poking it with a stick, you're not the only one. Everybody's on the sideline with capital trying to figure out what is the next move. Gold's been at a standstill. S&P 500's been at a standstill, right? Bitcoin has been at a standstill, right? There's not a whole lot of movement going on. The only thing that is jumping, like I just showed you guys, is the dollar, and we're holding right at a very important zone to see if we're going to break above, make another go to get out of here and see if the dollar's going to get stronger, or are we going to see a massive fall for the dollar, which can break us back down and potentially bring us into some really interesting zones and start a really early run for stocks, gold, and crypto. So for me, it's definitely getting a little weird, but for the most part, I'm excited because I know it's gonna bring big volatility. And I mean, let's just get the elephant in the room out the way. It's nothing sexier than crypto right now. It's just not. You can trade Forex, it's cool. Nothing wrong with that. You can trade stocks, they're lit. But crypto it's something different. Like the opportunity here just seems boundless. You got NFTs, you got DeFi, you got portfolios, you got leverage. It's like you got all these different lanes to participate in, and they're just growing and getting bigger and more exciting and more partnerships. Can't say that about stocks, bro. Like you're not about to get that same kind of excitement out of Forex. Like, man, the GBP JPY. Like I might care about no GBP JPY right now. All right. I'm not getting the outfit ready for GBP JPY. Now I will get an outfit ready for Dot Night. I will get an outfit ready if we go into a Solana party. I'm getting an outfit ready for a Bored Ape Yacht Club party. All right, but I'm not getting dressed up for GBP JPY. I'm just not. I'm not getting fly for that. I'm not getting my hair done for this. All right?
There's no events. There's no community for the pound. They really don't care.
Man, it's nothing sexier than crypto. I'm sorry. Like it's the bee's knees. It's where you want to be.
Bro, that is a fact. And I think the market's not moving, and I'll share my screen here. I think it's pretty simple that a lot of people are on the sidelines waiting probably till next week because the U.S. could default on its debt.
Oh, man.
Janet Yellen just said she has, the country has till June 1st. She said, I indicated in my last letter to Congress that we expect to be unable to pay our bills in early June and as possible as June 1, and I will continue to update Congress. But I certainly haven't changed my assessment. So what she's saying is that they actually could. Now, I don't think they will.
I don't either.
But they could wait to the last minute. And that anticipation is one of the reasons that why we're sitting at some of these current levels. Like Bitcoin really is not really moving too much, but Bitcoin can easily make a very, very big move to the downside very quickly if this gets closer to June 1st and there's no decision, right? No decision, right? Or indecision. is not good for these types of markets because it's built
Facts.
for speculation. Helps and it hurts this market, right? Speculation helps.
You know
But
what Janet Yellen's nickname is, right?
No.
It's Janet No Telling Yellen.
Yeah.
Because you can never tell. You never know until it's too late. It's Janet No Telling Yellen, man. Like I liked her when she was what is it, the councilman or the head of the Fed. But it's like now, bro, since she's been in government, it's just like she waffles back and forth and oscillates back and forth. Like she hasn't been consistent on one thing since she joined off. And I get it. I'm not about to talk about anybody's administration or nothing like that. But it's been a lot of oscillating. That's all I'm gonna say. It's like a fan, just keeps going back and forth.
Well, if you want a fact, so like usually when like the president, what is it? When there's like a Republican or Democratic president, usually the opposite party runs the House of Representatives, right? So right now we have a Democratic president, the Republicans run the House as of right now. 49 times the debt ceiling has been raised with a Democratic president.
49?
Compared to, I believe it's 20 something. And that was when the Democrats had the House of Representatives. So that's what I'm saying. Like most likely this will get raised. So there has never been a complete default on the U.S. debt. That there's never been a complete, hey, we can't pay. They've gotten close, but they've always raised the debt ceiling. We have to pay interest. Now, real quick here, when we talk about crypto and we talk about these exchanges, this is important to understand. We don't leave anything here, right? And this just kind of goes into my next point. Hotbit, which is an exchange, right? I don't think anybody here, but I don't know, said it will cease all operations starting today after being active for over 5 years, asking all users to withdraw assets before June 21st. They gave 3 reasons behind the decision. The deterioration of operating conditions, the change in the crypto trend, the variety of risks that come up with operating an exchange. Now really focus on that second one, the change in the crypto industry trend. 2 things come to my mind. 1, self-custody. People are not leaving money on exchanges. 2, we're closer to a bull market than we may expect because the trend in that could be going down, right? Markets been going down, liquidates people, exchanges, companies, and then it makes another run to the upside. So there's more of a reason. Also, Huobi or Huobi, however you say this one.
Yeah, Huobi.
Huobi sounds like a Star Wars character. Securities Commission of Malaysia just said that they're operating illegally and that they're basically like a scam. And they just got shut down today in Malaysia, which is going to affect that whole hemisphere potentially.
Wait. We got to back up a little bit. You know Star Wars?
I don't know anything about Star
Wars. Oh, man, I was about to get geeked up. I'm like, I finally got Mike on the movie reference. Let's go. And he's like, I don't know none of this stuff.
No, I know nothing. And then the last really, really big news here, it's kind of crazy, is DCG, right? Maybe you guys have heard of that digital currency group. Missed a $600 million payment it was meant to send to its subsidiary, Genesis Global Capital, which is the whole stuff that happened earlier this year at the end of last year. So we have a situation where centralized exchanges are closing once again, which is fine. It's part of the game. Centralized exchanges, we're lending money out, right, or borrowing money, and they're not getting paid back. So could Genesis Capital, could Gemini, because that's their sister company per se, could Gemini be in some trouble as well, potentially? And that is a regulated exchange in the United States of America. So I don't care what you're using here, get it out. Okay?
Yep.
Now, in XRP case, right, there's some updates here. As you guys can see, XRP's price action has been looking pretty good, right? We came down here to about 40 cents. And we could even go back to March, came down here at 35, had a run to over 58 cents. Price almost doubled, and now it's just kind of hanging out right here. And Friday, on May 19th, letter to Judge Torres, both parties argued that the voluminous nature of the materials and the necessary redactions necessitate more time, of course. And notably, while the original deadline had been set for June 6th, both parties saw out a 1-week extension. Okay, this is important. This development follows a recent decision by Judge Torres to deny the SEC's motion to seal the Hinman documents earlier this week. On May 16th, the judge ruled that the documents were judicial and subject to a strong presumption of public access. Now, why is that document important? The documents in question are tied to a speech that Bill Hinman did, a former SEC director, where he stated that Bitcoin and ETH are not considered securities.
Due to the bylaws of the SEC, though, not his opinion, based off what the SEC rules of security or not a security. He said, and they've been trying to remove this speech from the court case since it was brought in, and the judge said, no, we're keeping it.
Yep. And that's what XRP needs. Now, there's some rumors and speculation and all that stuff. We're going to see it on the charts before we see it in the media. So just always remember that. Always remember that. We're going to see it in the charts first. What speculation is now that Judge Torres did that, are they working behind the scenes? Now, we know Brad Garlinghouse is not settling. He already said it, because they could have probably done this last year. He's not settling unless the SEC comes out and says XRP is not a security. So there could be some sort of settlement where he pays, maybe, right? It's all money. He pays, but then they come out and say, hey, this is not a security. We're going to see. But that's speculation. We will see it in the price action of these charts. So I wanted to give you guys an update as we go into the next couple of weeks. We'll see what happens. Looking at XRP from a technical standpoint, kind of going to like the 4 hour here, XRP looks like it could pop. Definitely maybe some of these levels down here get hit. XRP looks more bullish than Bitcoin does right now. I know we have a BTC sell idea from Danny. Bitcoin just came into this level right here and is now rejecting to the downside. We come into Swipecoin and we see bearish 26,900, 27,200. We've had a great week here on Swipecoin so far.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see. I like this bearish idea that Danny sent out. We have this level of liquidity building up right here. I got a real question for everybody. Who completed all 4 days of the bootcamp?
Let's go.
Because there was an assignment at the end of day 4, and I'm gonna question everybody here in a second. Because if you don't know what the assignment, then you didn't watch the whole 4 days. And if you guys haven't seen it, you guys can jump into Go Live in this channel. So just scroll down, and we have the nice little banner pictures. Day 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if you guys haven't realized, these were very short, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, 25 minutes, and 24 minutes. So you guys can complete it, duplicate this. There's a structure of the bootcamp that if you watched it, you know what I'm talking about. Don't try to teach this to your teams or to your people. Get them to come here for the information. Okay, so they get the exact same experience that you did. And I believe we're going to have some analytics that we're going to know soon who watched it and who didn't. So your username, I'll be able to know if you watched it and if you didn't. So, I have to binge watch it tonight. Yes, watch it tonight. Post it in whatever team chats you're in or whatever communities you're involved in. Post it on socials. This is a expensive course that you guys got access to for free, but don't treat it that way. Now Bitcoin's dropping. Now, who was on the DCX futures this morning? Hopefully you guys are paying attention to the chat. We had this Atom idea that literally wicked into entry 1 and into entry 2. So hopefully we're able to capitalize. We called out, let's clear this out. We called out reducing risk a couple hours ago. Reduced risk on Atom. So maybe you went break even. Maybe you closed here after like a 1 to 2 almost. We still may see this thing fall and swing to the downside on Atom. If Bitcoin wants to drop and take this liquidity here, we still may see this thing play out. Don't sleep on these DCX future sessions, guys. Hopefully you guys are all there and definitely promoting these classes. And then what was the other idea we had? I think we had Kava as well. I don't have it on this chart, but it's okay. Cool. Yeah, that's really it. We'll take a look at a few charts. What, Kurt, what question we can kind of answer together is, you know, in this time, portfolio-wise,
Yeah.
what we have a lot of new DCX students who haven't started their portfolio. What are your thoughts on starting their portfolio and relatively soon?
Yeah, no, like honestly, right now is the best time. Yesterday would have been better, but right now is the best time. Like you think about every time we see the market resetting and getting ready for another big run and the crypto space is starting to really take off, there's always that indecision period right before the big jump. And I mean, we're getting closer and closer to the halving. I'm going to share my screen for 2 seconds here.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah. Like there's a window that we talk about all the time where we get closer and closer and closer to the best opportunities, right? And right here in the gray zone, I'll go back a little bit so you guys can see what I mean here. The gray zone is the area we talk about portfolio building at its max, right? You notice once we get into that gray zone, most of the bear market is pretty much done. We consolidate, and then we take off. We have that last bit of accumulation. That yellow line is the halving, and that's when markets pretty much run due to supply and demand shock. Same thing here. Consolidate, we break out. Last bit of accumulation, we have that halving, right? The amount of Bitcoin that comes into existence gets cut in half every 4 years. So after that halving, that's where that supply and demand shock kicks in, and we just run to the upside. Guys, we've already seen it again here as well. Over here, last bit of accumulation, halving, markets run. We've done the gray zone, but I feel like we may come back and get a quick retest of the gray zone. If not, even better, you know, we can come down into the teens again, which would be, don't get us started, right? But so many people right now are just thinking this thing's going to keep running and running and running. And I'm like, guys, common sense questions go a long way. If the banks can't, if institutional players can't onboard new money, right? They can't fund, you know, any sort of buying of altcoins or supporting Bitcoin or supporting Ethereum. There's only so much money in the market right now that's going to move around. Okay. Not to mention, we talked to you guys about how most of the time big institutional players don't use their hard-earned money. They take out loans to get into crypto, right? We already know right now it's not very attractive to get a loan because what? We see interest rates have been getting higher and higher and higher because of inflation. So the scene has not been set fully for the market to just take off. There's not enough sustainable money to come flowing into the market for us to have bull run territory. All right. So that's what I'm telling you guys. Be patient. Don't feel like you got to rush in to get everything done. Right now was the time to start accumulating, building up that portfolio, setting up the right emails, downloading all the right apps, making sure you have everything lined up on your computer, having all the browser extensions you're going to need, all the wallets you're going to need. And then from there, we'll start showing you guys which projects, like we did with the list, how to start reallocating when things start to move. If a project falls off and we see their use cases diminishing and we see another project growing, then we'll start to direct you guys on which ones to pay attention to within your watch list. Now, we'll never tell you guys, buy this coin right now. We'll never do that. But we'll give you guys insight on, hey, this is a great area to pay attention to. Hey, this is a good project you may want to look into. Hey, these guys are getting partnerships. Hey, these guys' use case just jumped. Hey, you guys are over here, you know, seeing this project run. What about the competition? They're doing better, right? So you got to really be mindful of why it's important to be on the Go Live sessions for one. Two, you got to do the work, family. All right? Me and Mike can't show up to your house and click the buttons for you. You got to do the work. Some of you guys are going to sit back here and watch this market just grow and grow and grow. And the whole time you're going to be kicking yourself saying, why didn't I take advantage of that? What was I doing this whole time? Sitting back, laughing on the Go Lives, keying with Mike and Kurt. when I could have been coming in actually buying this stuff up and making an informed decision with all the knowledge these guys have been giving me. Like Mike just dropped a 4-day boot camp, and he did it in a small, digestible way where it wasn't overwhelming. It's not 2-hour classes, literally 20 minutes, 40 minutes, 30 minutes. Like you're coming in, you're getting all the information you need, and you got to utilize it. The winners, the people that are going to have all the testimonies, bro, after the halving of next year are going to be the ones that really did the work now. Right? Taking advantage of the pullbacks, being on the futures calls, watching the app, making sure you guys are taking advantage of Swipecoin, making sure you guys are taking advantage of what's going on inside the entire package, right? On NFT Tuesdays, like really being plugged in. So when you guys have the opportunity to look back and say, man, I'm so glad I was watching Go Live in the first half of the year. Throughout the summer when I had all the distractions, right? It was so nice in Miami, but you guys were on Go Live sessions, making sure that you're getting the sauce. Because I know Mike's got his Miami hat on, right? He's got the blinds closed today. We got some natural light coming from the computer screen. I appreciate you, bro, not rubbing it in, even though it's like 76 degrees here in Detroit. But normally, Mike tries to make me feel bad when he's letting the Miami sun come through the window. But you guys are going to get hit with a lot of distractions moving forward. It's not going to be by mistake. This happens every 4 years. There are people that miss out on these moments. And when we get to the halving, they kick themselves. They get upset. They look for people to blame. Now is the time to start building a portfolio. Leverage trading is phenomenal. I'm not going to knock it, but it's always going to be there. We're going to be able to ride this market up or down. Either way, right? But this portfolio side, the gains are exponential. There are projects that we can't trade on leverage sometimes, right? These are some mid-cap coins that you won't see on certain lists. Low-cap coins we can't trade on certain exchanges or certain brokerages or certain, decentralized exchanges. You guys got to know, you got to literally come in here and make a decision to add them to your portfolio, put a little bit of funds into them and watch them move. And then we'll come in and we take the funds out of those projects. We sell them back to the market. And now the goal is always to accumulate more what? More BTC, family, right? These coins ain't loyal. Anytime you think about crypto, the main coin that pops in your mind is Bitcoin. Some of you guys, my main coin is XRP because I love XRP, Kurt. That's great. But for the rest of the world, they love Bitcoin. That big orange B is what pops up in people's minds. So you got to keep that in mind. The name of the game is accumulate Bitcoin. These nations aren't coming in here to buy up more MENA token. They're coming in about more BTC. Now, eventually, Ethereum may take some of that market share as well. But right now, name of the game is BTC, family. It's only 21 million. We want to make sure you guys come in and you can have some real estate in that space.
Yeah, Kurt, I'd like to just correct you on something real quick.
Here we go.
You said it was 76 degrees. I'm going to have to kind of challenge you. It's actually 75 degrees in Detroit. So
I'm a degrees off.
Actually 73. Okay, Bentuski.
It's changing as we speak. Well, I'm sitting here looking at my Echo. It says 76 on mine. I'm
73. So.
Oh, it says 77 now. When you hovered over it.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. So looks pretty cloudy there.
We got clear skies, man. We're good.
You have some wind gusts coming in from the east. So
see, we got the DeFi weather, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it looks like there's about to be a hurricane here. I don't know what am I looking at here?
That's right.
Yeah, down here.
Thunderstorms brewing down there.
Anyways, back to the normally scheduled program. Okay, I saw a question in the chat box. What is dollar cost average? Okay, real simple. Okay, let's just take $100. When you are looking to build anything, any portfolio, right? Doesn't matter if it's shoes or cars, and you have a certain amount of capital. It's like, how can I make this capital stretch the longest? How can I make it work the longest? And what can I really do with it where I can sleep at night? Because let's say I have $100 and I go invest in Bitcoin at 27,256, then it just drops. Anybody ever sniped the top before? Put a 1 in the chat. Like you buy and then it just goes down the same second. You're just like, wow, I would have just sold. I would have probably been in a better place. So what we talk about this dollar cost average theory, whatever you want to call it, is breaking it into different positions. So let's say you wanted to take 4 positions of that asset or just investing in general and just invest $25 4 times or $50 2 times. But you have to pick fearful zones. And I talked about this in the boot camp I just did. picking zones where there's fears. So, Mike, what do you mean? Well, if you don't have SOL in your portfolio, God bless you. You're in my opinion, you're going to be able to get some amazing entries down here. So I would say, okay, and this is going to go sent out on probably the exchange ideas at 18 to really $15. Okay, we haven't called out SOL in a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I had, let's just use $100 for example, and let's say I wanted to take 3 positions. I could take a position at 18. I could take a position in the middle at, let's just say, $16.50, and I could take a position at $15. So I put about 33. I put 1/3 of the money, each entry, right? Now let's say Solana makes a move back to this level right here. Instead of me having all the money that I put in at 18 or all the money I put in at 15, which is great, hopefully trying to snipe the bottom, now I take it from the averaged price from $16.50. Does that make sense, everybody? Yes or no in the chat? So these levels is definitely dollar cost averaging reduces, I would say, stress. It gives you more of a some room for error, which is going to happen. Nobody's going to just snipe the bottom and then that's it. And then we'll talk about reallocation and all those things really a little bit more in the bull market. So is it going to make a big difference if you bought it at 18 or 15 if this gets back to 200? Not really, essentially. But I still always love to DCA certain zones. And if you've been accumulating, because I know we have a lot of people on here, Kurt, that have been accumulating for years, be very extra picky with that entry and with that capital. Like really wait for that fearful sell-off, and then accumulation down here, and then you can look to wait for the swing. And then there's some people that say just buy Bitcoin every day. I personally don't agree with that. Like, why would I buy Bitcoin every day if I know it's going to drop tomorrow, or if I think it's going to drop tomorrow? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, I get what people are saying when it's like, okay, dollar cost average in it. Sure. Well, let's wait for a huge sell-off, because we never buy on red day or never buy on green days. So if this thing sells off and it drops, 5%, like right now, okay, you have a higher probability of that position going into profit than me just buying today because I was just told I put on my Coinbase buy every day. And that's just, I don't think you should do that, to be honest. But that's your money and you can do whatever you want. I'm not doing that. I'm looking for certain zones of entries. So when you come into our exchange ideas, these are certain zones that we're looking for. Right? Our most recent one is Filecoin.
And you'll notice all those zones are during pullbacks.
Always.
Every zone you see will always be during a pullback. It won't be a all-time high and we're like, get in now. Like, that'll never happen.
No. Great point. Great point.
Like, pay attention to what you're seeing on these screenshots inside of the app, guys. Like, we want you guys' eyes to start paying attention to the style, the type of trades, the type of ideas, the type of movement we're looking forward to. Because you guys will see market's been up. We're pulling back down to some levels that we haven't seen in a while. And those are the best zones to take advantage of because price typically doesn't stay there very long.
Yeah, 100%. So like literally right now, 441, it's actually sitting at 441 right now. So that's interesting. 441 and 350. So you say, okay, I like Filecoin. It checks out. Mike, how do I get the project? Remember, this is not for futures. This is not for MetaTrader 4. This is for your portfolio if you choose to, right? You come in here, click on markets, and it shows you all the different centralized exchanges.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's a token that's not on an exchange, like let's just say like LooksRare, for example, because I know it's not on an exchange, you would click on markets and it would maybe say like Uniswap or something. If it says like Uniswap or something, you can just swap for it on inside of your MetaMask wallet. And I show you how to do that inside of the bootcamp.
Yep.
So Filecoin's chilling down here. Let's see what good old Maker is doing. 629. I mean, it's really they're all kind of sitting here, sitting in the zone. Boring, just broke liquidity. Let's see what happens. And I still do expect Bitcoin to fall. So I'm not saying, hey, go allocate everything into these ideas, but just be aware of where we're at in the market. and I gave you a game plan in the boot camp. I even gave you my schedule, my routine of when I look at the markets, specific times every week inside of the boot camp. So go watch that on day number 4. Well, I'm not going to tell you what day it is. I gave it a little bit on day 3, a little bit on day 4. But take a look at that. Yeah, balancers in our zone right here. We talk about $4 to $6. A lot of this just slow, probably going to push lower.
Yeah.
But put these on your radar. I love boring. CLD said, yeah, boring is where it's boring now, and then it's exciting when the market runs because you have a position, potentially.
Bro, show a chart of XRP from back in the day, bro. Like, because a lot of people don't, some people are new.
You want to do that to them? You want to make them?
Like, because some people don't know.
Okay.
Look at how boring XRP was before that last major run.
I mean, let's just hold on. Let's just go back here.
Yeah.
I was in this thing. I remember when the chart looked like this. Hold on, let me go to like the daily.
Bro, even further back, it was just flat.
Yeah, I got it. I got it next year on 30. Oh yeah, this is 30. Wait, hold on. No, this is
3.
That's 3. I wasn't in that early. I got in like on this push up here. But yeah, like, okay, look at this. Let's just go back real quick. You have obviously this trend, this liquidity forming here. You got some money chilling here. This, boom, you got some liquidity building here. Guess how many people probably bought here and started selling here?
Yep.
Because of lack of vision and lack of understanding. And they just also didn't know. But when you see price break liquidity, you look literally right here to the left. There is some sort of candle that price played off of. Wow, what did he guess it? That last push down, fast move up. It wicked into it right here and wicked into that level right there. Let's go back to the daily so you can see what happens when price gets above kind of like gets above an all-time high. Price comes right back into that level. So on the daily time frame, guys and girls, we're going into the end. Whoa.
Pew.
Who sees this though? Like, are we just like? Who sees? I mean, come on.
You know what's funny? I just want you to write court case ended at the bottom of that. So we can get a glimpse of what the future may look like. Court case ended. Pew. Like, that's what I got. That's what I expect to see the XRP do. Once that court case is done, whoo.
Man, this is a textbook. Create some equal highs. Now, there was liquidity here that could have got swept, but you know why it didn't? This price created a low, created this high, and then you had equal highs, and then this low,
higher
right
low,
here,
higher low, higher low, boy. Sheesh.
And it came right into the 20-cent psychological number, and then it was just one can. I mean, this is on the daily. So within literally, let's measure from the equal highs. So from here, in literally 3 days, price went up 200%. Okay. Let's zoom out here because this is about to get a little crazy. Because now you're in price discovery, and I know most people here have not experienced that.
Yeah, man, it's a different type of feeling. You gotta see it in back testing and get like, yeah, that's cool. I can't wait.
Yeah.
When you're a part of it, you can't, like, your brain turns into like tapioca pudding. Like, it doesn't work anymore. It's too emotional. When it's your first go around, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't experienced something like look at this. This is December 12th to January. I mean, I was in Peru.
Like a month.
This is literally within a month. Price went up 1,000%, and then guess what? The market comes back down, and then this is just when a lot of people got depressed.
Yep.
In crypto here.
Yep.
And then watch what plays out.
Just flatline, boring, nothing's going on. Everybody's depressed. Oh, we go up and we're pushing up. and we're coming back down again. Oh my gosh, we're gonna make a lower low. Oh my god, it turns out we made a lower low. Oh, I hate crypto now. Crypto's stupid. It's a scam. I never liked it in the first place. My grandmother warned me about this thing. Wait, it's giving some light back. Oh, now it's going back down again. It's a scam. I hate it. And all of a sudden, everybody's done with crypto. Nobody wants to trade it anymore. Everybody's going back over to, find a job. They're getting into different opportunities. Nobody wants to look. And then out of nowhere, the market wakes up again. Bitcoin starts to jump in 2019. All the altcoins start to feel the same feeling. And then slowly but surely, the market comes to life. And then we get a Pume moment. And honestly, when this stuff happens, I get amped up because I realize how far you have to really see into the future with crypto. Like, most people don't have that vision. They don't have the ability to see the market through. They want everything to go up the moment they put their money into it.
And you see a retouch of 20 cents.
Yep, psychological level.
And I mean, it literally came back and took out those lows from 2017 right there. There you go. That which was COVID.
Yep.
Pandemic. And then, as we all know, what happened really the end of 2020 after all the stimulus checks got hit and
yep.
It was printing trillions of dollars.
Like I said, where is the money going to come from? This was COVID, trillions of dollars flowing. Everybody was a millionaire in their mind. Nobody was broke on Instagram. Big breakout. We hit 60 cent. We pull back, test 20 cent again.
Came right back. Think about that emotional, okay, I was buying for years. It breaks out and then comes right back the next month.
That's why I say show XRP, bro, because this, people won't be able to handle it. Like, if you see this, you'll understand why people run away from crypto. Like, imagine experiencing all of that emotional up and down, lower low, lower low, lower low, higher high, right back to where you started.
Yep.
And then you get out because you're frustrated, and this thing, it just ramps up on you out of nowhere.
Yep. And this is the game that we were playing. And you see this push up, fast move down, 50% of that last up candle. And then this was it. 196. That was it. And then we started trading.
Yep.
Trading down. And you can see here some of these potential exit points. Push up, fast move down, market came back. Right? Fast move up, push up, fast move down, market came back, rebalanced itself one more time, 133, and then fell. So
it looks great in hindsight, but in actual practice, you got to be paying attention. And when people say, "Hey, this is the area you want to take profit in," stop negotiating, take profits.
Yeah,
get your money. Like, I don't understand why you guys want to ride out every move for 70 years. Like, that's not what these positions were built for. We are accumulating. Get in, get out. Get in, get out. Get in, get out. That's the name of the game, guys. Like, it's not one of those long-term, we're going to hold forever moments. Like, I get it. Portfolio sounds like for the rest of my life, I'll never sell this stuff. That's not how that works with these alts. These coins ain't loyal.
Yep. They're definitely not loyal. So you just have to be able to identify and be patient enough to let the process run. I mean, even if you bought, really think about, the whole XRP example from that low. Let me go back real quick. From like this low down here. Let's just drag this one. So from like potentially a COVID, right? It hasn't even been 4 years. Like, we just passed year 3. So now what's interesting about XRP and why I get really excited about this, potentially, if this ever does anything, is all of these like imbalances, like in here, this push up was filled. This blue candle, this push up, it was filled as well.
Mm-hmm.
XRP never created an all-time high. So I don't know if it's just going to, XRP could easily come down and sweep these lows right here. So be very aware of that.
And we never got a bull run from XRP the last go round, bro.
Yeah. So when you look at this on higher time, even the yearly, And, I wish I was looking at the yearly, to be honest. Back then in 2018, 2019, you had this push up, fast move down, market came back, literally traded. It's so crazy. If you take a fib from the top of this candle to the bottom of this candle, price never closed above this 88.6 and 80%. And then that's where we're at now.
Yeah.
Down here. So what am I saying? I'm saying I believe if XRP can get above that $2 mark, which I think it will, there's no doubt.
I think it's a $5 project, bro. Mathematically, I think it's a $5 project before we start seeing any kind of major sell-off again.
Well, if we take a fib from COVID to that previous high, right, we're trading right now around like the 88.6 level.
Yeah.
This extension is at negative right under $5.
Yeah,
that's
bro.
my target.
And I think we're so close to that psychological level of 5, it'll just tap it with a wick and then boom.
And I'm not the best with like the whole time stuff. I know Nick's pretty good, but we are approaching a time fib right now. I'm just saying, from the COVID low to that high, we're approaching a fib on June 5th. I'm just saying. And you can see how prices reacted every time it came into a fib. Drop.
Wait, what was the day they're pushing the court case back to? Because it was supposed to be the 6th, which is wild that that's even there.
It pushed it to the 13th.
The first day was the 6th, though, right?
It was the 6th.
That's crazy.
That is kind of, yeah. I'm just saying. And this is just, that wick on that right there. Yep. So this would be the 4th. We had a push. What kind of move was this? Was this a 70% move? So it would get us back literally 70%. If we duplicated that, it would get us into 80 cents into this candle right here. So It's interesting. Let's see what happens here if that time fib is
Yeah, bro. And I'm not even a big XRP fan, but XRP definitely gained my respect after the court case because just the community refused to quit on it. And that's rare in crypto. Like most communities, if the coin goes flat or a court case starts up, people run for the hills. Every time they run for the hills, bro. And like this one, the XRP army stood still. They were like, we ain't going nowhere. We know what this thing's going to do, and we're going to keep building, getting partnerships. And the wild thing is, you see XRP consistently doing work outside of America. People are still adopting this coin. It's been in court with the United States for almost, 2 years now? And it's still getting attention from other entities. It's still getting partnerships from other entities. And it's built for banks. It's built to help banks move funds around. And last time I checked, banks need some help. So when this thing's finally done, you can see use case literally skyrocket for XRP.
Did you hear? I mean, I didn't go, but there was a Bitcoin conference.
Yeah, didn't you guys have one down in Miami already?
Yeah, and Robert F. Kennedy spoke.
I saw that, bro. He might get my vote talking like that.
Yeah, facts. Let me see if I can grab his speech real quick, because I mean,
he was specific about what he said too.
He looks like he doesn't know anything, but he knows everything.
You know the thing that throws everybody off about Kennedy Jr.? It's his voice.
Yeah.
It's just his voice. If his voice wasn't like that, bro, people would take him way more serious.
Dude, let me pull this up. This is actually very important. I don't care. This isn't a political part here. This is a very big deal.
Because we're running to a point where it's either you're on the side of crypto or you just aren't. There is no middle ground anymore. You have to decide.
Guys, this is a 4-minute video. Let's wrap up this session with this. This is very important. I'm going to turn my camera off so people can pay attention here. This is very, very important. Let me make sure people can hear this. Like, I don't care if you vote for him or not. It's nothing to do with that. Listen to what he says.
I will make sure that your right to hold and use Bitcoin is inviolable. First, I will defend the right of self-custody of Bitcoin and other digital assets. You should be able to own your own private keys the same as you own the keys to your car or own your wallet.
Lifted the glasses up. Let them know I'm serious.
Yeah.
Your wallet, whether it's in your pocket or in your computer, is your own. I don't think the government has the right to demand access to your Bitcoin key or indeed any of your passwords. To say otherwise is to cede essential territory to the surveillance state. Second, I will uphold the right to run a node at home.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
KYC requirements should be applied at the level of banks and exchanges, not at the level of nodes. Otherwise,
Whoever writing this stuff for him is on it.
otherwise it would become impossible to run the software. The whole point of Bitcoin is that it's decentralized. Anyone can run a node, and it's important not only for Bitcoin, but for democracy to be decentralized. Third, I will defend use-neutral, industry-neutral regulation of energy. President Biden's 30% tax on energy for Bitcoin miners requires an invasive surveillance apparatus to monitor what is happening in individual computers. It sets a terrible precedent in which everything that you do that requires electricity must now be monitored by the government. That's why I also support people's rights to refuse smart meters in their homes. Fourth, I will make sure that the United States remains the global hub of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies.
Now we talking.
Yep. Here we go. It's about to get good.
Major established companies like PayPal, Fidelity, and Block are investing heavily in Bitcoin-related software development. Some of the best engineers and coders in the tech industry work in this field, and we want to keep them here in America. I will reverse the government's growing hostility toward this industry and keep innovation at home. That leads to my fifth point. Events like the FTX calamity prove that some kind of regulation of the crypto industry is needed. My administration will consult with knowledgeable people like yourselves to establish sensible jurisdiction and governance. For starters, we must recognize that Bitcoin is not a security and should not be regulated as such. Bitcoin is in a class by itself. Its wide decentralization, I'm told now that there are 40,000 nodes, prevents a lot of the insider trading, manipulation, and pump and dump schemes that plague other cryptocurrencies. Six, I will carefully consider whether individuals like Ross Ulbricht were prosecuted. I will consider whether they were prosecuted for actual crimes or as a means to crack down on crypto. If they had been unjustly made an example, I will consider pardoning them, and I will act very quickly to do so.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, that is not from a political standpoint, from a educational of what we need to see. And if we get anything like that, whether it's him or somebody else, goodbye crypto to the moon.
Yeah. If you guys don't know who Ross Ulbricht is, he's the guy who created the Silk Road, and he didn't create it for it to be nefarious. It just kind of went that direction, and they locked him up for I think he got life.
Yeah.
Or something like that, which is crazy for you just making a website and everybody else. I was like, if you made Facebook and then Facebook turned into this crazy evil site and they just blamed you for it being that way, it's like, yeah, that's a lot, bro. That's a lot. Life in prison is a lot.
Let's see how many years he got. Yeah. Open this thing up. Judge sentenced to life in prison for drug trafficking. Maybe you guys can see it here.
Yeah. Yeah. They blamed everything on the Silk Road on him, which is crazy.
Fall
You know how many
Guy.
crazy sites or you know how many crazy groups are on Facebook right now, bro? Like that's like everybody coming for Zuckerberg saying you guys have groups on Facebook that are illegal
Yeah.
and it's your fault.
And this is the Bitcoin that our U.S. government is holding.
Yep. They're holding all the Bitcoin from Silk Road as their property now.
Think about that. Think about the come up the U.S. government just had.
They buried a dude in a sale and took all his crypto. It's crazy.
Interesting.
The fact he even brought his name up is wild, bro. Like I didn't even think he would have went that far.
Yeah.
And he's a Democrat, correct?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild, bro.
So, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't care what Republican or Democrat. I don't really, unless it better not be communist, but I don't care Democratic or Republican who wins necessarily. It's all about the policies, right? Like Patrick Bet-David talks about the policies that they can actually get done and that people would agree on. Now, just because he may be pro crypto doesn't mean we agree with other things.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
everybody. So
Exactly.
I don't know anything else. All I saw was his speech, and I said, "Wow, those are the things that the community and the students need to understand."
Yeah, if he's somebody's vice president, I'm cool with that too.
Yeah, if he could just talk like that about crypto a lot more, and it just goes viral, it's just going to help the space. But great session today, guys. I know we have some other classes coming on here today. Tomorrow we're back DCX Futures at 9 a.m. Tonight, Curtis, you're live tonight at 9 p.m., right?
Yes, sir. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard, same channel.
9 p.m. If you guys haven't once again gone through the DeFi Summer Boot Camp, it is always summer in Florida, so don't ask me why it's called DeFi Summer. It's always hot here, so I just wanted to keep it simple. Day
How about
one,
those Miami Heat?
yeah, we talked about that. Today the Lakers will lose; they'll be swept, and then tomorrow the Celtics will go home and go to Cancun. So, all good. But yeah, Kerr, I'll pass it back to you, bro. Great class, guys. Watch those favorite sessions. A lot of exciting things coming with DCX, and then me and Kurt will be back live on Wednesday.
Yep.
Together.
Yes, sir.
Much love, guys. See y'all soon.
Let's get it.
Peace.
All right, family. Appreciate you guys as always coming in, hanging out with us. Like I said, we got some more heat coming up for you guys on DCX. You're going to see a ton of new videos in our favorite sessions this week from a lot of educators. So be on the lookout for that. We got like a whole wave of content coming for you guys this week. Like literally, it's going to be crazy. So be on the lookout for that, family. And yeah, DCX Futures tomorrow. We got NFT Tuesdays tomorrow as well. We got Roundtable tomorrow as well. So yeah, it's about to be wild, family. All right, guys. Looking forward to hanging out with you guys later on this evening. And as usual, and always, stay patient, stay disciplined, and the gains will come. We out. And, oh yeah. Good night, everybody. Stay blessed, family. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Let's get this back. Let's go.